From CBS News World Headquarters in New York, this is the CBS Evening News with Katie Curry.
Good evening, everyone. The longer the anti-government protests in Egypt go on, the more the Mubarak regime digs in. And the United States is turning up the pressure again. Day 16 saw the protests expand to government buildings, including Parliament. Thousands of state workers went on strike even after Egypt's vice president hinted a new crackdown is coming. The Obama administration said President Mubarak hasn't met even the minimum threshold of reforms demanded by the protesters. Mubarak's foreign minister accused the U.S. of trying to impose its will on Egypt. And as Elizabeth Palmer reports, one of the leaders of the uprising says the time for talking is over.
Internet activist Wael Ghonim is the unlikely hero of Egypt's revolt. But he didn't say that he was ready to lead this movement, disappointing legions of young activists who at the moment are making it up as they go along online. People like Ahmed Abbas El-Ridi, a stockbroker turned internet rebel, who discovered on Twitter today that protesters were moving beyond Tahrir Square.
Now we will add the place in front of the Parliament as another safe area for protests. So it's here on Twitter now.
His proudest moment so far, victory after pitched battles with Egypt's riot police, all chronicled on Facebook. And he's got a trophy riot police shield to prove it.
The police, they had these riot shields.
Abbas thinks at this stage this movement does need a leader and some structure.
We are so strong, but we're not organized. Like a big beast that is striking everywhere except in bullseye.
When we arrived at Parliament, the demonstrators were already in control.
This is the main gate of Egypt's Parliament, covered with the protesters' signs. Inside, it's being guarded by just a few soldiers. Outside, it's being guarded by hundreds of protesters. This building is now blockaded.
The protesters had turned their lightning blockade into a tent city siege. So this feels like a good tactical move.
For the time being, yes. It's not what's going to make it for us, but it's buying us time.
A few minutes later, the army tried to move a fire truck in, but the protesters blocked it. And leader or no leader, the call went out online for reinforcements, who almost immediately began to arrive.
Behind me, you can see Tahrir Square, and the protesters in front of Parliament are just in a little side street off to my left. I can see them from where I'm standing. They're still there, and the army is simply looking on. Katie?
And Liz, why are they targeting Parliament, and are there any members inside the building?
No, the building's empty. The legislators had to move to other quarters. They're targeting Parliament because they think it was elected in rigged elections and they want it dissolved.
Liz Palmer in Cairo tonight. As always, Liz, thank you so much. And by the way, Elizabeth, two experts and I have an extended conversation about the crisis in Egypt on my web show. That's at cbsnews.com.